Okay, hello. Welcome back to the channel. We're gonna do another one of those character introduction games. It's a one shot. It's gonna be a couple of hours for Blaze of Cruelty. Our character this time is played by Raven. And we'll get started there in a minute, but first thing I want to do is I want to finish up in the introduction here. So we'll be doing another one of these at 8 p.m. tonight, and that'll be for Gavi and Cynthia's characters. And then we have one more tomorrow, and that is at 7 p.m. US East. Okay. And that'll be all five characters will have had their introductions, their introductory games, and then we will be choosing a regular session date after that, and then we will post that to the schedule, and we'll have a regularly scheduled game coming on here until we don't have. Sorry, yawn came over me. We until we don't have time anymore. So the next thing I want to do is let you all know that this is a tabletop role playing game, which means that there's going to be some improv, which means that some of the things that get said may or may not be totally couth. Just keep in mind that this is a game, and what is said by a character is being said by a character in the game, and sometimes things are being said as jokes outside of character, out of character. Um, you know, this is a channel that doesn't at all support bigotry or anything of that nature, so I just want you all to be aware that if something like that happens, and it's going to be said as a joke if it's being said at all. And the last thing about it that I want to say is, if you feel uncomfortable, feel free to get up and walk away, and then come back later, and you know rejoin us when you do feel comfortable. Okay. That's pretty much it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and unmute myself so we can get Raven's hello, and then I will do our game read-in, and we will get started. Okay. All right, Raven, go ahead and introduce yourself, and then I will do my read-in.
Hi everyone, I am Raven. Tonight I am going to play James Ornoris, a Bard Warlock multi-class, and let's have some fun.
Yeah. Alrighty, so let me go ahead and get this going here. In Fordeth, there is a little shop called Odds and Even, a quaint little general store in the easterly district close to the wall, a poorer district. While the residents of this small part of the capital city of Cruelty rely on it, the amount of coin that passes through it during any given month is insufficient to keep its doors open in these times of scarcity. As the war has progressed, so has the needs of everyone else. James and Liz Ornoris, the owners of the Odds and Even, have a coffer that is running rather shallow. The coin isn't rolling in like it used to, despite the necessary service they provide their neighborhood. Unable to turn to any of the banks for credit, as the store has little in assets that can be placed against it, and the building itself is not worth as much as the couple had hoped, they needed to turn to a local man some months ago to make ends meet. Gelfric Turnblood is a local man with a great appetite for coin. Wealthy and known as a bit of a loan shark, he was happy to give the Ornoris family a bit of coin to keep them afloat for a few months. They've been paying their bills on time. Why don't you go ahead and describe your character?
James is a 30-year-old man. Um, he has a quite dexterous build, somewhat half long hair, mostly tied up in a bun, and a small pointy beard mustache combination. Um, Most of the time he is wearing leather armor with some small magical glowing runes on top of it.
Mhm.
And he has several small weapons on his side, just in case anything bad goes happen in the shop.
Okay. So at this point, we'll go ahead and open up our scene here. You are here, sir. Your wife is over here at the desk. And, oh, that's not what I wanted to open. Liz and James are in the general store discussing their finances. There isn't anyone around at the moment. No customers, no one, not even a tax collector. Rain barrages the roof. It runs off the lacquered shingles and streams. The fireplace crackles and pops. Winter has come and gone, and spring is around the corner. A promise of a new life. Let me go ahead and get the weather going. Okay, nice little rain effect there, and here's our background music. Liz says to you from the desk, I've been looking at the ledger. We're going to be able to pay Mr. Turnblood this month, but next month is going to be rough unless we can sell most of our stock.
At least that's good for this month.
Do you have any ideas about what we could do about this?
I have one idea, but I don't think you'll like it.
Okay. She comes in over here and sits down at the table and looks at you sternly.
Look, you and I both know that I'm quite capable with combat. I've been thinking, and maybe I could go wager my life in adventure for the gold it gives us.
Right, and you're gonna leave me here alone to run the shop while you do that.
Like I said, it's an idea. It's the best I got for now.
She does not look happy with this. And she doesn't say anything.
Look, I understand how you feel, but if it is for the shop, I do anything I can.
Just, well, I know that you're doing your best. Listen, I feel like we can still make this work, though. It's just difficult with going month to month like this.
And what if we don't make it?
Well, worst case scenario, we have to close up shop.
Yeah.
You hear a knocking from the storefront. I'm not sure if that's a customer or not. She gets up and goes over. Oh, Mr. Turnblood, you're here early. I was hoping to speak to the two of you. I've got some rather bad news. I've had some of my own troubles, you see, and I've needed to sell your debt to someone who is willing to buy it. Just letting you know that the people who have purchased your debt are not to be underestimated, and to just do whatever they say. They mean business, and They expect their money when they can get it. I was in a tight spot myself, and I had no choice. I'm sorry.
If it's the best that you can do, then so be it.
Well, you're taking this rather well. I have an address for them if you want to go by there and speak with them. Um, I'm sure they'll come by here eventually anyway. So it's up to you. But and he pushes a piece of paper across the counter there. Says, "Good luck. Maybe in the future we'll be able to do business again, but that is the limit of what I can do right now."
Thanks.
He nods and then he goes to leave. Liz says, "Well, that just sucks. That's I got nothing. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do now. Who are these people that he sold the contract to?"
James takes the paper and looks at it.
There's an address. It's inside this district. The address is noted as a cellar, and the letters on top of it are TFR.
Would I know who lives there?
Do you have any proficiency in history, or do you have a criminal background?
I have history.
Okay, go ahead and roll a history check.
There we go.
Boy. With a 3, unfortunately, well, the 5, unfortunately, that is not enough to meet a threshold there. The letters here seem to, they could be initials or they could be an acronym for a organization or something like that.
All right. As I'm looking at the paper, well, there are two ways to figure it out. One is waiting for them, and I don't think that's the best idea.
Okay, well, are you going to go meet them?
I think that would be the best idea.
She nods. Says, "All right, well, I'll mind the store." She steps around you and sorts these papers here. And then she casually looks at the nearly completely empty shelves. So we're gonna have to get some new stocks in if we're gonna be able to sell anything. So hopefully they'll be understanding.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay, so you go to leave?
Yeah, I go indeed to leave.
Okay.
As I'm walking out the store, I say, "Take care, hun."
You too. Be careful.
I will.
Okay.
And I step into the.
Step into the streets.
Yes.
You step into the streets and you go to the address. Go ahead and give me a investigation check. See if you can figure out where exactly this is.
That makes it 18.
Okay. A couple of people point you in that direction. They seem to be kind of standoffish when they see the letters above the address. They don't really answer any other questions other than where to go. But they do point you in a direction that may be helpful. And you arrive at what appears to be a cellar door in an alleyway, way off a main street, and seems to be the place. So,
I first take out a tiny pouch with a small wooden token,
mm-hmm.
and I apply that to a small slot in my armor,
Okay.
casting False Life.
All right. Okay. Roll your 1d4.
Which would be 7.
Okay. So you get 7 temporary hit points.
As I've done that, I knock on the cellar door.
Okay. As you knock on the cellar door, doesn't seem to be a response right away. You want to proceed inside?
I knock for a second time just to make sure that there's nobody opening from the inside.
Doesn't seem that way.
Okay, then I proceed inside if it is opened.
Okay. You enter this cellar, this storage cellar, and yeah, what you see is what you get. There are several shelves with goods stacked up, barrels on these shelves, and bottles. You can see pretty much everything that you have line of sight on. There's a guy over here fiddling with some stuff, but he doesn't seem to do much. He hasn't noticed you yet.
James, or rather I, walks down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And it talks, shouts. I don't know. Is the distance the shouting distance?
It's only 40 feet, so you could speak up, and he'd probably be able
Yeah.
to hear you. But he's walking along,
I
and it looks like he's checking something on in this shelf now.
I speak up. Hello? Excuse me?
He comes across this way, shuffling around this big spider web. Hey, who are you?
My name is James. One of my contacts asked if I could come here, and he shows the note. Hands it over if needed.
Oh, okay. Come on, come over here. Have a seat by the. He points at the sacks. All right, so we're gonna tell you how this works, okay?
All right.
And then he says, "So there are a couple things we demand from you, since we now own your debt. We're gonna be using your store to distribute some effervescence. That's the first thing. The second thing, you're gonna continue to pay us, but it's gonna be a little bit more than what you're paying Turnblood, because protection is necessary here. You're now part of our turf, whether you like it or not." And then he says, "And then you do anything we ask, anything else we ask, no questions asked."
All right. Then I make one request.
And what's that?
To keep my wife safe.
Make a persuasion check. Or unless you had something else to add with that.
He looks him in the eyes, but that's about it. Persuasion. There we have him. 22.
22. Okay. Says, yeah, she'll be safe. As long as you keep up your end of the bargain.
All right.
This guy. Go ahead and give me a perception check on these guys.
Fix.
Okay. You're a little distracted. They're a little bit intimidating. They're wearing cloaks. They've got weapons. They keep their cowls covering their faces more or less. Um, they seem to be wearing small wolf badges, like on their cloak clasps.
Yeah.
And they seem to also be. There's a little bit of a smell coming off of them, sort of like a strange, sickly, sweet kind of smell.
Like syrup. That kind of
Sorta,
sweet.
sorta, yeah, a little bit like that, but also a little polleny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he says, "All right, well, we'll come by when we want something from you. You don't come here again unless we ask you to."
Understood.
He says, "All right, now get out."
He stands up and kind of slowly walks out.
Okay. Any last things you want to do before you go?
I look behind me for one last moment.
Okay. This guy's kind of standing and watching you leave. He's got his arms crossed under his cloak.
Or looking at the barrels and the bottles.
Okay. Make a perception check on those if you'd like.
I don't mind.
Okay, these are some liquid ingredients for some kind of alchemical process. You're unfamiliar with it, uh, based on your tool proficiencies, since you're not,
Yeah.
an alchemist or anything like that. You know, it's some kind of chemical. It's weird. The name on it is real long and crazy. So that's definitely not a normal substance in there. It's not like it's a barrel full of meat or anything like that.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's what he also thinks. And walks out.
Hmm. Okay. So you leave this strange cellar and you return to the odds and ends. Real quick, hold on just a second. All right, go ahead.
I open door.
You open the door.
I walk in.
You walk in.
Close the door.
You close the door. You don't see your wife immediately because she is behind the counter. You do see that your shop has been turned over. Some of the shelves are pushed to the ground. There's crap everywhere. It sounds like, or not sounds, it looks like someone has tossed your place.
Has that happened before?
Not really. People in the neighborhood know generally that you have magical powers and they don't really mess with you. So if someone from outside the neighborhood or something did this.
I walk slowly with my hand on my weapon,
Okay.
and I practically yelled through the shop, "Liz!"
No response.
I walk closer.
From there, you can probably see like her leg on the floor from behind the counter.
As soon as I see that, he practically runs over. To behind the counter.
Okay. It's been about 4 hours since you left. And she looks like she's been lying there for a while, but she's unconscious.
Does he look stable?
Yeah, she's stable. She's been hit a few times. She's got like a big bruise on her cheek, and who knows what other bruises.
Um, I make sure that she is laying in a somewhat more comfortable position.
Okay.
Before I proceed to the back, because I see that the door is open.
You look in the back. Nobody here. Looks like, and none of your stuff back here was messed with.
All right. These 3 other doors.
This door leads to your garden. This door it leads to your restroom, and this door leads to your bedroom.
I first walk over to the door of the bedroom. A little on the side. And I open it very slightly, so I can just look through.
Okay. Doesn't look like anybody's in there. No, nobody's in there.
I also don't hear anyone.
Yeah, no, you don't hear anybody. Looks like whoever was here is gone.
I keep the door of the bedroom open.
Okay.
Walk back over to Liz.
Okay.
I pick her up
Mm-hmm.
in an attempt to bring her back to the bedroom to lay her in the bed.
Okay. Easy enough. I'll go ahead and move her to the bedroom, put her in bed. And I will move you to the bedroom.
Alright.
Just for expediency.
Yeah.
So you lay her down. She's still breathing. She's starting to come to. She's kind of stunned and dazed, and she's looking around, a little confused. Shakes her head out, clears the stun from herself, and she lays back on the pillow, looks to you, and says, "Oh, I don't know who Turnblood sold our debt to, but they're fucking assholes."
I know. I have talked to them. The conversation was mostly one-sided.
Yeah, well, you saw how the conversation went when they came here. Tell me we don't have to deal with these people. Tell me we can do something about this. You can do something about this, can't you?
I wish I could. I'm not magically or physically strong enough to deal with them.
What if you use the sword?
It still isn't out of the scabbard.
She rolls her eyes.
After a short moment of awkward silence, listen, when I talked to them, they pretty much demanded me to hand over, well, not hand over, but let them use the store.
What do they want to use the store for?
Out of character, I have completely forgotten.
Okay. Um, they said that they're going to be distributing effervescence out of it.
Oh, that, yeah. Sorry, I had to look it up because it's not a word that I know.
It's also not being used literally. You can make an intelligence check if you'd like to see if your character knows what the substance is.
Let's do that.
Oof. You're unsure. Let's see if your wife knows anything about it. You mention what it is that they're going to be distributing out of the store, and she says, "James, those are drugs. They're going to be distributing drugs out of our store. You can't let them do this."
Do you believe that I could overpower them?
She says, "I think you have to try. Show them that you're not gonna just take it." Kind of as if on cue, you definitely hear someone fucking around in the store. She says, "I think they're back."
Okay, you stay in bed. You stay in the bedroom. I'll go handle with them.
She nods.
He walks out and closes the door behind him.
Okay.
And walks up to the front of the store.
Okay. You see 4 men who've come in. They're dressed pretty much the same as the guys in that basement. One of them comes over and says, "I believe you've already agreed to the terms." And these 2 guys are rolling a couple barrels over to the back over here. And this guy comes up here.
Not completely.
Kind of stands up fully straight and tilts his head like, "What?"
Look, I am not going to let you destroy my shop and then sell drugs out of it.
Okay. Are you trying to intimidate him or persuade him to stop? Or are you just saying that?
It's more of a. Yeah, I think it's more of an intimidation.
Okay. Alright, go ahead and roll a intimidation check. You need to beat a... Oh, yeah, you definitely beat it. He looks to his friends and he says, get a load of this guy! And he feels a little emboldened. He comes over here. He's a little bit afraid. But these two guys come over as well. And they say, alright, well, looks like we're gonna have to teach you some sense. And he draws swords.
As they do that, I draw my scabbard sword.
Your what sword?
I draw tears.
Okay, you reach to draw tears, um, believing that this might be the moment that it will let you do that. And as you put your hand on the hilt and grip it, you hear a voice whisper to you in Elvish. You speak Elvish. Your wife taught you. And the voice says, just the words, use us. And you draw the blade free. As you do so, a little bit of flame licks up the blade, and you are permanently bound to this weapon as your packed weapon. Okay.
Alright.
And I need to change its stats now. Because it is now a freed packed weapon. Okay. And I believe you get charisma as its ability, right? No longer
Correct.
strength. So
Yes.
switch that over. Okay. And go ahead and roll yourself initiative. This guy will roll his initiative at disadvantage. Because he is a little bit scared of you. Okay. Just do. Reload this one. And my
Apparently,
rain
my
went away.
roll.
Oh
Yeah, I
boy.
noticed.
There we go. There's the rain. Okay. That guy is on normal. And this guy, we're going to roll him again.
Also, since you mentioned that my total trip was 4 hours,
Yep.
would you like me to re-roll False Life?
Yes. You might get 8.
I do get 8.
You do get 8. Look at that. All right, so you have 8 points of temporary, 8 temporary hit points. They're all kind of like waiting for a move to happen. Okay. And moving to you first because they are waiting for you to actually do something. They're trying to intimidate you back just by drawing their weapons and showing that there are more than there are of you.
Any of their reactions from me drawing the weapon?
They haven't changed their position.
Okay.
Sorry, I need to reset Foundry for the stream a little bit. The initiative tracker keeps going in the bottom right-hand corner for them, and it needed to be in the top left.
Ah.
Yeah. And now it's completely disappeared. Oh, well! Okay. Yeah, it's your turn.
Could I use wait, I have prestidigitation. Could I use prestidigitation to intimidate them a little bit further?
What's your goal? To get them to not fight you?
To get them to not fight me, or to show them that I'm capable of doing magic?
Yeah, you can do that as your action if you want to. You have the first move on them, though. You could hop over this if you want. It's not super high.
Yeah, I just don't want to convoke opportunity attacks.
Okay.
It's more like a slow walk around the bar kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping eye contact.
Okay. 5, 10, 15. 25.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand here so I have a better overview.
Okay.
And yes, I would like to use my... do I even have a bonus action? Yes, but I can't use it on myself. Yeah, I would like to use prestidigitation to make a crackle kind of effect.
Okay.
In my hand, like...
Okay. All right.
I'm happy I can see dice.
It looks like you've got maybe a little bit of a drop on them with the magic. They didn't expect that.
I think it's for you high time you leave my store. And with that said, I end my turn.
Okay. This guy says, I think it's high time you begin to listen to the final rite. And he takes a torch and he strikes his sword against a striking piece of metal, a piece of flint, and lights it, and then he drops it right next to him, catching your store partially on fire.
Ah, fun.
That is his action. And he's going to move a little bit closer to you, showing you that he is not intimidated.
Alright.
This guy is moving up here, a little bit emboldened by his ally. He's going to move up to here as well. This guy is building off of these two, and he's going to make a quick check for himself. Yeah, okay, so he passes his morale, and resets. Looks like your venture isn't worth it to begin with. And now they're all fully hostile. And he's going to move up to attack you. First, he's going to attack with his longsword. And that misses. And then he's going to try to stab you with his dagger. That's a critical hit. dealing 12 points of damage, taking off 8 from the temporary hit points, so total 4. Okay. And let's see here. Okay. That is the end of his turn. He's going to move. He's a little bit behind here. And that's it. They're kind of pushing you into a corner now. And let's see here. Doot. I'm going to go ahead and roll her initiative. .1. Okay, that will actually take you to Liz. It's now her turn. She leaves the bedroom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She can't really see what's going on yet. She's moving again. And now she sees a guy is about to corner you, and she stands here. That's her dash. And you see that she has the store's crossbow under her arm. It is now your turn.
I mean, there is a reason why we bought that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to attack.
Okay. Bold move.
I have him target.
Misses.
And with my bonus action, let's see. Yeah, that's within 60 feet. With my bonus action, I'm gonna give Liz a charge of bardic inspiration.
Okay. So she gets a... Is it a D6 at your level?
Yeah.
Okay. Bardic Inspiration for Liz. Is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn.
Okay. You want... You sure you don't
I
want
am
to move?
looking like I'm trying to focus on this battle while also trying to keep Liz safe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this guy's turn. He's gonna move up to here. Can't quite get a flank on you because you're against the wall there. He's gonna try to hit you with his longsword. Dealing 5 points of damage. This is starting to look pretty bad for you. This guy's also going to try to stab you with his dagger, and he succeeds, dealing 4 points of damage as well. So he cuts you, coming in from the side. You're trying to fend the other guy off with your sword, and this one takes advantage of that, comes in from the side, slashes you, and stabs you. Your armor's doing most of its work protecting you, but you're getting cut.
Hey, still apply shield to the first attack.
Yes, I will let you apply shield to the first attack. That will raise your armor class
20.
to 20. Okay. So that first one will miss. And you can get 5 hit points back. I'll bring you up to 19. Okay. Let's us back to this guy. It says, I think you're a little bit outmatched. He is at the top of the order, and the fire continues to spread. Now this rug is on fire.
Fire spreads faster than I remembered.
It's kind of got a life of its own. So he's going to come up and he's going to try to hit you. Pack tactics. That hits with a 20 on the money.
Impressive.
Yeah. This one misses, though. He misses with his dagger. This guy is going to try to move over here. You can get an attack of opportunity against him if you'd like.
I can't. I cast a shield with my reaction.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you did. So he's going to move, and he's going to go this way. It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So he's right next to her, so that's his movement. And he's going to stab her. Not that person. This person. And he misses her with his sword. He's going to try the dagger, and that hits. And it looks like she goes down. You can't really quite see what's going on, but she screams and goes down. It's now this man's turn. He's going to move up. That one hits at 23, 8 points of damage. And here comes the dagger. That's also going to hit you, and that is going to take you unconscious. Okay. As you go unconscious, the scene goes black for you. Go ahead and clear that. Move you to here. Change this. And change this. Now, the last thing you heard before that guy came in and swung at you so hard you went completely unconscious was Liz screaming. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm just resetting the scene a little bit here and clearing some stuff real quick. Okay? Let me just move that. End the encounter. Move you over here. Come on. There we go. And fire. And drawing tools. And more fire. Oh, Jesus. Come on. There we go. Just put that one there. Fire. this one this way. Okay. So, I don't know why your shield effect is still there. I'm going to clear it. Okay, there you go. You are on the ground outside of your shop. You see barely through bleary eyes as darkness is falling. So it's been a few more hours. I'm going to move that forward to a few more hours. Let's see. There you are. Okay. You see that your place is burning, your home, your place of business is burning. You remember hearing Liz go down. There's a little bit of a crowd kind of gathering across the street, kind of taking in what's happened. You're free to do what you want to do. This is your scene now.
I don't know if the lighting is correct.
What do you mean?
Well, I see a few streaks of very bright light and a few streaks of what's somewhat darker.
Oh, yeah, that's because the sun is on.
Oh, I see.
Sorry, I left the sun on. Yeah, there we go. That's better. There we go. Okay. Now I think the lighting's right. Okay, you got 1 hit point. You still have your sword, Tears. That doesn't leave you. It looks like somehow you arrived outside the house or the shop. You should be free to move.
That's correct.
Yeah, okay.
Um, I'll be walking.
Hey, you
More
limp?
towards. I limp.
Yeah, you limp.
While I'm limping, I'm gonna cast a first level Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
Normal. Low roll, but it brings me at least up to 7.
There you go. It's something. Let me turn this back on to directed. There we go. So yeah, you're pretty aware that the whole house is on fire, the whole structure's on fire. Um, you see flames coming out from under the floorboards over here, under this door here. Flames are definitely coming out through this broken window.
I swear and go walk up to the front. I'm trying to make a path so I'm out of the way of the window flames.
Mm-hmm.
And walk some more to the front side.
Okay. There is a person out there. Let me see. Let me grab him. A couple guards. Kind of just watching it burn. And that's a civilian right there. Just regular person. Regular good old person. Couple more regular people kind of hanging out on the street here by this. A soldier starts coming by. He's running this way. Clear path. Stay away from the building. And keeps going.
He limps more forward.
This guy comes up and says, "Hey, oh, you need help there, brother?" And he grabs you by the arm, kind of like helps you to the street.
Have any of you seen my wife?
These two guards shake their heads. These two women kind of shake their heads. The man says, "I didn't see her. I didn't see what. I didn't see. I only saw you. I saw you come crawling out of that window over there on that side of the building and collapse by that tree. I thought you were dead. Didn't want to get any closer in case the I don't know what you got stored in there. I don't didn't know if the place was gonna, explode or anything like that."
I can assume that Liz has died in the flames.
You're free to assume that if you want to. Yeah, I'm not gonna stop you.
James looks back at the building. Whispers some more curse words. And says, "You would have never done that with those fucking thugs."
As civilians here and the two guards kind of play it off like they didn't hear you. They're trying to not get involved in your business.
Look, is there any place I could stay? Because this store was also my house.
Uh, the man says to you, "Well, you know, the army's always looking for people, I guess, but there's a couple boarding houses around here you could try to stay at and, go your own way."
All right. James does check his pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some of his money has been stolen.
No, hit the 15 gold coins that he had before are still in his pockets. In fact, they didn't rob him at all. It was more about the principle of the matter, it seems.
I could really see a cleric right now. He says before pursing himself up, flexing his muscles a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
which obviously hurt.
Yeah. Do you want to go and find a place to stay and rest for the evening, or do you want to try to um, track those guys? What's your goal here?
He is going to look for a place to sleep this evening.
Okay. Easy enough to do. This guy will help you find a boarding house. Very kind gentleman. His name is Todd, and he shows you to a boarding house, leaves you there, says, "Well, look, I know this isn't any consolation, but you look like a warrior of some kind. Maybe if the army life isn't for you, you could take up mercenary work, rebuild your life, you know? It's not the same as it was before, and not as respectable as being a shopkeep, but, at least you don't have to listen to what somebody else tells you to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He says,
thanks.
all right, man, well, think about it. I'll see you, or I won't, you know. And he heads off on his own. Uh, the boarding house will, of course, treat you well. You'll get food and lodging there quite easily. You'll be given um, a discount since a tragedy just befell you. Um, and let's see here. Let me go ahead and add this to your inventory real quick. Characters. James. Quest item. Okay, so you receive two um, bounty scrolls here. They are in under the loot section of your
Yeah, missing
inventory.
person
Yep,
and the search and bounty. Yep,
yep, yep. So I'm gonna read them aloud, so you don't have to. For the missing person bounty, this one's dated about a year ago, but it's still up, so it looks like it's good. The noble house Ariash requests the following from able-bodied persons. The noble scion and heir of House Ariash, Calvin Ariash, has gone missing. He was last seen alive in the region of Sorath. Please see Eilithal Ariash in Sorath for more information. Noble house Ariash is a big deal. You're aware that they are one of the major noble houses of Corinth. That's about it, though. Without a proficiency in, well, you do have proficiency in history. You can roll that if you'd like.
let's see if I roll better.
Ah, yeah. They are known for their contributions towards the arts. They're very wealthy because of this, and you do remember that Calvin Ariash was one of the commanders of the expeditionary forces in the army. This man is supposedly missing. Probably a big, hefty reward for finding him, which will be more than enough to fund any sort of revenge that you want to enact on this organization, this shadowy criminal organization that bought your debt. Uh, they probably think you're dead too, which is nice. You're thinking about this while you're looking at these bounties. The other bounty here reads Notice this note authorizes the bearer to arrest members of the Corinthian Defense Forces garrisons in the Sorath province for the crime of desertion. Those that are brought to justice alive or dead for desertion shall be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. The Sorath military office will pay a fee for every captured or killed military member to the bearer of this note, so long as they have proof that they are the one that brought justice. Pay rates vary. For the enlisted, 20 writs, and for knights, 150 writs. Of course, this only applies to deserted members, and you don't believe that you could just kill a soldier and claim they were deserted. You'd have to prove they were deserted at the same time. They had deserted at the same time. So that one might be a little bit more difficult to follow up on. It doesn't probably doesn't pay as well as the first one, but you do have these two bounties, um, and they could fund any sort of revenge plan that you have cooking for the death of your wife or the perceived death of your wife, if as it were.
Yeah.
But both of these require you to travel to Sorath, which is a bit far. How long do you want to stay in the capital city?
Probably a day or two.
Okay. You'll stay in the capital for a couple days. Let's move that forward for 2 days.
Mostly to get my things in order.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, keeping a small ceremony to myself.
Yeah, so over the
Uh,
ashes of your store.
Ashes of my store. I don't know if the store has burned out by then.
Most of it has. There's some. I mean, with the rain has helped. There's a skeletal frame left over, but it's destroyed.
No valuables left behind. No,
Y-
no metallic valuables.
You could make an investigation check if you'd like. Search the place.
Uh, is that the correct one? Yes, that's the correct one.
Okay. You find some coin that Liz had hidden away. You don't find anything else metallic, um, which means the crossbow that she was carrying and the knife that she was carrying are gone.
I assume the wedding ring as well.
Yeah, that's definitely gone too. Don't you couldn't find it in the ashes where you thought she went down, so
Hmm.
those are missing. But you do find about 18 copper coins, which is decent. The one core, which is the small silver coin, can, you know, pay for quite a few things, and the copper coins they add up. So a little bit of a hidey hole ash that you found, but nothing else.
Um, yeah, all right. I am going to spread the ashes of my shop. And I'm going to grab a bit of the ashes of where I thought Liz was laying.
Mm-hmm.
Because if she died there, then that's where the stuff went.
Yep.
Technically, that doesn't make sense because bones would be left behind.
Yeah, they normally would be.
They normally would be. And there are no bones.
No bones.
Maybe something about elves I don't know. Or half elves, better said. Eh, I just grab a bit of the ashes of the store and spread that around.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else you'd like to accomplish in the city before you head south?
Um, how long of a travel would it be?
Okay, so walking, because you don't have a horse. Let's go ahead and take a look at the country, shall we?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so you're up here. That's you. Look at you. That's your token. It's on the map.
Yay.
Yay. All right. Walking from there, each hex is 15 miles. Okay. So
Yes.
walking to Sorath will be about 285 miles
Yeah.
down the highway. You're probably going to be able to walk about 20 miles a day. So about 14 days, roughly 2 weeks to get there. That'll put
Uh,
you in Sorath on Malleus the 30th.
um, would I know how expensive a horse or a trip to Sorat would be?
Let's see. You could try to get somebody to take you there. Yeah, you could try to like hook up with a caravan or something. Um, Probably around 5 copper pieces a hex grid. So let's go ahead and count that up. Just to travel in safety, right? So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 19 ish times 5 would be 95 copper pieces. You can afford that. You would have to break down one of your gold pieces for that.
Yeah, one of my rates.
Yeah, so that
Would the travel include? The food?
Yeah.
Okay.
So down to 10. So down to 28. Okay, so it's 95, right? I said 95.
Yeah, you said 95.
All right, so we're gonna break that down, down again. So that'll take us to 38, 48, 58, 68, 78, 98, or did I say 78, 88, 98? So let's subtract 6 more. 98, nice, 95. It's down to 3. Okay. So yeah, that'll take you to Sorath in 2 weeks' time. Same time period. Traveling
Yeah.
with a group, it's going to be just as slow, but at least you're with somebody for it. And let's see here. Do 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 do. Yep. Set as today, and I'm going to add a note. James Ornoris arrives in Sorath. Save note. Okay. So you have arrived in Sorath at this time on the 30th of Malleus. So, yep. You can go ahead and roll yourself a long rest if you'd like. Nope.
There we go.
There you go. Great. And yeah, we'll go ahead and pick this up in the actual session from here when we have our first session of A Blaze of Cruelty with all of you. So that's all I've got for you today. You kind of blazed through your content today, pal.
Yeah, that often happens with me.
So that's it for this particular episode. We're going to go ahead and stop here. I've got another one tonight at 8, so anyone who's watching, please feel free to come by. Hope to see you there. And I hope you had fun, Raven. I hope everybody else had fun. Did you have fun, Raven?
I most definitely had fun.
Great. Now your character has a big motivation to get, powerful and rich and do adventuring stuff.
Uh, get revenge and finding out where his wife is.
Yeah. So we'll pick up here in the actual session, and I'll see everybody at 8 p.m. tonight. All right. Have a good one for now.